Welcome back, Goddess of Genesis fam. I'm here with a breakdown of the new event that just came out in today's recent update. It's the night before Christmas, and this event only lasts for 14 days total. And if you look, the rewards from doing this event are actually really good. There's an SSR gear pack, SSR weapon, SSR trinket pack, and the final reward is an exquisite SSR gear pack, which is a random piece of equipment, but it comes with a prefix. So in theory, you could get a piece of endgame gear here. For example, you could get a brutal funeral of gods for your Lilith or your Lucifer. So there's potential that this final reward could be amazing. It could also be trash. You could get a piece of equipment you're not going to use or with a prefix that's not ideal. So it's not a guarantee, but the final reward is actually very enticing because it has potential to be amazing. Now, the problem is the way you get these rewards is by farming these sacred bells, which you get from doing co-op missions of Astral Shore, Joint Strike, or Grand Archives. Now, normally this isn't a problem because you should be spending the majority of your stamina in Astral Shore, Joint Strike, Grand Archives 1 or 2. That's if you're at the end game especially. Those are the three areas that you're most likely going to be farming every day. Now, the thing that makes it a little difficult is the numbers. And let me crunch the math of Genesis here for you. So on any given day, you're allowed to farm up to 50 sacred bells every day. That's the maximum you can get every day. And there's only 14 days in this event. So when you turn in your points, you get 10 points for every one of these bells that you have. So if you farm the maximum amount, you can earn up to 500 points in a single day. And if you look, if you were to farm 14 days, the maximum amount of points, you would earn 7,000 points exactly. So you have very little leeway. If you look at the max prize and how many points you need, you would be able to basically miss 12 bells over the entire 2 weeks. So if you averaged 49 bells a day, and remember the maximum is 50 per day, you would come up short. So pretty much consider it as you need to get 50 bells every single day. And to do that, I crunched some numbers, and from the main screen at the top here, there's the plus stamina option. It's not ideal because I already bought all my stamina for the day, but if you do all 5 stamina recharges, you're going to get 750 stamina. From the meal time that happens throughout the day, where they just give you free energy, you get 200 stamina there. And then as the day progresses, you get 1 stamina every 5 minutes from the natural recharge throughout the day. So for 24 hours, that's 288 stamina, but consider it 300. Now, when you do your quests, you get an additional 70 stamina here from completing these 3 quests. And then you also get 1 pizza every day. I don't know how you get the pizza, but I always get 1 every day. That's an additional 50 stamina. So if you look at how much stamina you can get throughout all those sources, in 1 single day, you can get 1,350 stamina. And remember, you need to collect 50 of these bells, right? The max you can collect is 50 on any given day. And what I was finding is when I was running these missions in co-op in Grand Archives. By the way, Grand Archives is cheaper than running Joint Strike or Astral Shore. So if you're, for some reason, low on stamina, like you let the clock fill up and then you weren't getting any through the recharge or something like that, then the mission to farm with the least amount of stamina is Grand Archives 1 or 2. Those missions in co-op cost 12 stamina apiece, whereas Joint Strike and Astral Shore cost 16 stamina apiece. Now, you're not going to farm exactly 50 missions because the drop rate for the Sacred Bells is not 100%. I'm guessing it's either 75 or 80% of the time you will get one. So most likely you'll get one, but there's going to be missions where you don't. So let's say that you need, say it's like a 3 and 4 drop rate, right? 75%. That means you need to run about 62 missions per day to get the 50 bells that you need. And if you ran 62 missions of, say, Joint Strike or Astral Shore, that would require 992 stamina, or let's call it 1,000. So then you need to spend 1,000 of your 1,350 stamina every day in Astral Shore or Joint Strike. Or if you go for the most efficient option, if you go Grand Archives only, then that requires about 750 stamina out of your 1,350. So more than half the stamina that you have for the entire day from collecting all those sources has to go into those missions, and it has to be co-op, because that's the only place this drops. If you do your mission solo, you will not collect the holiday sacred bells, whatever these things are called. What are they called? Sacred bells. So yeah, you have to do your missions in co-op, and you have to do them in those specific places. If you're spending your stamina on farming like Grand Cook-Off for some reason, or Phantom of the Opera, or if you're spending a lot of stamina in adventure mode, like here, you're not going to be getting those bells. So if you spend too much stamina in any of those areas that are like a trap, then you're not going to get enough bells to get that final prize. So I highly recommend spend your stamina in co-op. And this is actually good practice, because like long term, this is what you should be doing, especially when you get to the end game. But with this event and this particular reward, you know, even if you don't get the full 7,000 points, you can still get a lot of good things from the SSR Trinket Pack, the Weapon Pack, the Gear Pack. There's plenty of reasons you should be farming these bells anyways, so I hope you're doing it, and I hope at the end of this event in 14 days you get a piece of endgame gear that makes it all worth it. Okay, good luck, have fun everybody.